What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with another market update, this time focused on loose, complete action figures as well as vehicles. And as you can tell by this thumbnail, a lot of these items are last 17 figures. It does seem like even loose and ungraded, last 17 are holding their value and continue to command very big prices. So let's go ahead and dig right in. The first one is a Princess Leia original first 12, and it was in pretty immaculate condition there. Look at how clean that one is. The hands, everything, the eyes looked really good. Maybe one little scratch on her nose there, but the limbs were nice and clean, and the torso was also really good. So very clean looking Leia there. I would think that would easily score an 80 grade at a minimum. And that one sold in an auction. LM Lane 3 was the seller again. This guy has a never-ending supply of loose, near mint condition figures. So this one sold for $198.50 plus $4.49 shipping. Pretty good price, I think, for the condition of that Princess Leia. Next up, I had to show you this one. This is post Sarlacc pit Boba Fett. I just thought it was so awesome. Look at the condition of this thing. This thing has been like melted. Whoever bought this, I would love for them to send this into AFA to see what it would get. This guy has definitely been in the Sarlacc pit or in a battle with Cad Bane and survived to tell the story. Look at the chest on that. That's pretty amazing. That is an amazing figure. This is the Hong Kong Boba Fett, and it's definitely seen better days, but somebody did buy it. Somebody did buy it for $12.5 pounds, which is about 16 US dollars. And again, I think that would be a pretty awesome Boba Fett to have. And I would guarantee you that if they set it into UKG, it would probably get like a 10. But that's probably the worst condition Boba Fett I've ever seen on eBay. I'm sure there's been worse, but that's pretty epic. Next up, I do have some last 17 figures, and most of these are last 17 figures that I wanted to kind of go through. For those of you looking for last 17 figures, it's always nice to see what the prices are like for loose and ungraded, and in auctions where I can. And this one was an EV99. This one sold at an auction for $395. So big number there. But it was super clean looking. Really great shape. The arms look to be in great shape. That's usually the telltale signs. Those arms snap off and the socket gets broken, or on the legs. But that one was very clean and did sell for $400 plus shipping. Next up was a Han Solo in Carbonite. Shout out to Todd B. And to Chris W. and Charles W., who gave me one of these, a CAS 85 Plus, I believe. And they gave me that as a gift after their visit back in May. But here was a loose and ungraded one. This one does have some yellowing to the torso, which is a common problem for Han Solo in Carbonite. That torso does yellow and kind of discolor there. And you can see very clearly it's got some yellowing going on, but still pretty nice looking example. Otherwise clean. That one sold for $290 plus $8 shipping. The same seller also had a Monoman, and here he is. What a weird figure. I can never get over how weird this figure is. It's hard to believe that this one made it through the approval process over at Lucasfilm, but very strange figure with a strange staff with shrunken heads. And this one did have some rub there. You can see some rub at the very top of the forehead there. Paint chipping going on there. So by no means perfect, yet it still sold for $300. $300 plus $8 shipping, despite that pretty obvious paint chip. Next up, same seller also had an A-Wing pilot. This one was in pretty clean condition. As I always say, look for that silver emblem on the chest to see what kind of shape that one is in. He also had some rubs on the face there by the lips. So again, none of these were particularly perfect, but pretty good shape overall. And that one sold for $263 in an auction plus $8 shipping. Same seller again had a pretty nice looking the Imperial Gunner. Sorry, my brain was kind of spaced out there, but this one was in good shape except for the back of the head. You can see some kind of weird paint splotches and a rub by the shoulder as well. So again, it's pretty amazing that given the condition of these, none of them were perfect, but they still sold for pretty high numbers. And it's a shame it had that rub on the back of the head there, because from the front, it looked really immaculate. The paint on the belt buckle was pretty great. The emblems were in great shape overall, but it did have some flaws there on the back of the head and on the shoulder, on the back. $317 for that one, $317. Here was a Lando. This same seller had this Lando and looked to be pretty clean overall. One thing to always look out for are the hands, and you can see the hands do have some paint chipping going on there. So that one sold for 307. So big numbers, surprisingly big numbers, but this is just a lesson for those of you looking for loose figures and you want them super mint, near mint plus condition. You really got to zoom in on the photos because, looking at this figure at first blush, yeah, it looks super mint. But if you look at that hand there, it does have some rubs there, as well as a rub on the thumb there holding the pistol. So you just got to really zoom in and make sure you know what you're buying and that you can live with the price that you're buying it at for the condition it's in. So this one was not perfect, but still sold for 307. Yak face, this one did have some torso discoloration on the front there. It looks like it's got a little bit of yellowing going on the kind of the tunic portion. The feet were in pretty good shape, just very minor nicks on the hands. So probably a 75 plus though with that yellowing, unfortunately. Maybe I'm misremembering, but it does look a little bit yellowed relative to the arms there. And that one sold for $565. So, I mean, I remember back in the day, like when I say back in the day, I mean like 6 to 9 months ago, that's about what they were going for an AFA 80. And now they're loose and ungraded, going for almost $600. Several different Luke Stormtroopers sold. This one did have a little bit of yellowing on the arms there, but it was complete. That one sold for $405 in an auction on 31 bids. That one closed on July 30th. And then here was another one. This one was an auction lot of 2 that included an incomplete Imperial Gunner with some rub on the belt buckle. And to me, it looks like that weapon is not the correct blaster. It looks like it's kind of the blue-black blaster. So maybe I'm wrong. This one also looks like it's got the blue-black blaster, not the solid black. But I can just never tell. It's just really tough to tell on those. But this lot of 2, again, the Imperial Gunner was incomplete. It did not include his pistol. But for that lot of 2, that one sold for $395 plus $20 shipping. And then here was yet another Luke Stormtrooper that sold for $275. Again, I'm assuming that blaster was incorrect, given that the price of that blaster alone could set you back, $200 or more. So I'm assuming that also was the kind of blue-black blaster to go with the Luke Stormtrooper. So $275 on that one. But that gives you some ideas of price if you can live with the kind of the off-color blaster. Several different pop-up R2-D2 lightsabers did sell as well. This one obviously had a sticker that was in pretty rough condition, very yellowed, and it had some scuffing at the very top. The dome on him looked pretty solid overall, but this sticker was very rough, very, very rough. But it looks like it maybe has some marker or something going on there, unfortunately. But even that one in that condition still sold for $405. So pretty crazy how expensive they are. Versus this one was a Last 17 R2-D2 pop-up with a sticker in much better shape. Again, I'm assuming all of these are non-repro, but pretty good looking figure there. That sticker looks a little iffy there. I don't know what's going on there. It looks like it's got a replacement sticker on it. So let's see what it says in the description. It says very good condition, complete with pop-up saber. The lightsaber is original, not reproduction. But looking at the sticker on that side there, I don't know what's going on there. It looks like either some sticker residue and the sticker has shifted, or it's got a repro sticker on top of it, which is very possible. That one sold for $548. So be careful out there. Make sure you know what you're buying. You got to be very careful because that one to me looks a little iffy. That one, I have to say that, just given that it looks like there's something underneath that sticker. I just question whether that's an original sticker or not. But that one did sell for $548. Next up, I do have some vehicles that sold. This is the TIE Fighter with the original catalog, as well as the instruction booklet and the box. The box was obviously in tatty condition, but this is the Long Play logo original box with the TIE Fighter and the electronics work on it according to the auction title. That one sold for $127.50. That's a pretty good buy there. Next up, I think I got 2 different B-Wings that sold. This one included the box, the instruction manual, and the used sticker sheet. That one sold for $208.50 plus $20 shipping. And then this one I had to show you. This was, when I saw this get listed, it really brought me back to my childhood because I had this set, this Hoth World playset, where it had all the different, mini Micro World sets, and, they were sold separately, but you could also buy them in this big box like this. And I believe I had the whole set because I remember having every one of these pieces. And I just love this set. And for a static kind of die-cast little tiny pieces like this, I got a lot of play out of these. I really did. I just played with these nonstop as a kid, and I just would put them on my desk in my room. and create the Battle of Hoth all over again. But it was just seeing this again was this playset was way ahead of its time. Obviously, it didn't do that well at retail, so they didn't kind of finish off the set with Return of the Jedi or anything else. But man, I love this set. It was just such a cool set. And that one sold for $260. $260. It was advertised as complete. It looks complete just based on my untrained eye there. But man, what an awesome play set. I just love playing with that all the time. And, $260 took that home. So next up, I did have an A-Wing. This A-Wing was advertised as complete with working electronics. That one sold for $375. That seems like a pretty good deal there if that is in fact complete. It looks complete to me at first blush, but to get that for $375 is a pretty good buy given how expensive the A-Wing is from the Droids line from 1985. And then here's that other B-Wing. So I knew I had two of them. This one was not mint and sealed box. It was just a complete B-Wing, but in pretty good shape. I still have my childhood one behind me there. You can kind of see it right in here underneath the Target kind of later generation A-Wing. And then my Rebel Transport, we've got the Slave one and the Falcon. All these are complete. And then I've got my B-Wing from childhood there. But this B-Wing was complete. Look how clean the battery compartment was there. Super clean, unused. It's got the insert as well. So really great shape for the box as well. That one sold for $480 plus shipping. This was over in Germany, so probably a German buyer bought it instead of paying the $58 shipping to the U.S. But that was a really nice shape. And accordingly, it sold for quite a bit of money at $480. So anyway, just some more data points for those of you out there hunting. Hopefully, if you are trying to find something similar to what you saw in one of these videos, hopefully this will give you kind of a price target to aim for, either plus or minus, depending on condition. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll be back soon.